All right. This section, 8.1, is about the law of sines. So up until this point, all the triangles that we've dealt with in trig or freak-out have been right triangles. So now we're going to look at oblique triangles, which is any triangle that is not a right triangle. So any triangle can be solved if at least one side and then any of the two measures are known. Okay. So we have these different situations where we're going to have angle, angle, side, angle, side, angle, side, side, angle, side, angle, side, and side, side, side. A lot of these you're familiar with from geometry. And so these top three right here all deal with, we use the law of sines on these. And these bottom two is the law of cosines. Okay, so today we're going to be looking at law of sines. All right. So the law of sines is used to find sides or angles in a triangle, and it can be any triangle. It doesn't have to be right. And so use it when you have angle, angle, side, or side, side, angle. Basically, when you use law of sines, you need to have a side and its corresponding angle. And so remember how we label a triangle. We use capital letters for the angle measures and lowercase letters for the sides. And the side directly opposite the angle is the same variable that corresponds to it. So this is angle A, this is side A. And angle B, side B, angle C, side C. All right? So we need to have two really of the same letters. So because law of sines involves a proportion. And so these are the different ways to set it up. And basically you could take any pair of these, set up a proportion, cross multiply, and divide to solve. Now I have this YouTube video of someone teaching this. If you, after we finish these notes, if you have trouble, you can watch this, but really this is very easy, this part of law of sines. And so if they ask us to solve a triangle, and don't forget, we did this early on, it means that you have to find all angle measures and all side lengths. So when you're done, you know all 6 values. Okay? All right, so they want us to solve triangle ABC if A is 32 degrees, 14 minutes. Angle B is 57 degrees, 40 minutes. And side C is 14.3. Okay. And so then we have to find the angle C, side A, and side B. And then wants to round the angle measure to the nearest minute and the sides to the nearest tenth. Okay? So it's very easy since we have two angle measures to find the missing angle. Because all the interior angles of a triangle added would be 180. So to find angle C, all we do is 180 degrees minus 32 degrees, 14 minutes, minus 57 degrees, 40 minutes. And so when we subtract, this is going to give us 90 degrees, 6 minutes. Okay? And so now we have angle C and we have side C. And we need two of the same letters. So I would need an angle and its corresponding side to be able to set up law of sines because we need that proportion of those values to get us started. So I come right here. All right, so I'm going to put the side, which is 14.3 here, over sine of this law of sines. And the angle of the measure of angle C is 90 degrees, 6 minutes. And now I've got to find side B and side A, so it really doesn't matter. So if I just go alphabetically, then I would have little a here over sine of angle A, which is 32 degrees, 14 minutes. And so now basically you just cross multiply and divide. Say you want to multiply the ones on the diagonal together, and then divide by the other one. And so we are left with A. Be sure that you are in degree mode. Everything we do in this section in this chapter really is going to be in degree mode. Okay. And so you cross multiply, divide, and you should get A equals 7.6 when you round to the nearest 10. Okay, so that would be the measure of side A. Now, we could use this and put 7.6 over sine of 32 degrees 14 minutes and then find B, but it's always better to use what you're given. And since they gave us the 14.3, this is a rounded value, so it's just safer to stick with what you know that you were given to start with. And so if I come over here, I'm going to use the same proportion. So I have 14.3 for side C over sine of 90 degrees, 6 minutes. And this will be, and I'm looking for side B. So I have little b over sine of 57 degrees, 40 minutes. And so now I'm going to cross multiply and then divide by this other trig function, and I'm left with b equals 12.1. We're rounded to 1. And so now we have found these two missing sides, and then we found the missing angle to start with. So we know all 6 measures of the triangle. All right, so here's one. I was going to go back and say something about this. All right, so in this problem, they gave us these two angles and this side. And so this is really angle, side, angle would be the situation. And that's one of the ones that uses law signs. All right, here, if I said this step, I can call this A, B, C. Well, actually, I should be calling this picture so it looks a little bit more like the measures. I call this C and call this A. So this would be 38 degrees, and this would be 21 degrees, and then this would be side A, this would be side B, which is 24, and this would be side C. Okay, so we're supposed to find all the missing pieces or solve the triangle. So we're going to start off by finding the measure of angle A. So angle A would be 180 minus 21 minus 38. And so when I subtract that, I get 121 degrees. Okay, so that's the measure of angle A. Now, they gave me side B, so I'm going to use this to set up my proportion for law of sines. So I'm going to have 24, which is side B, over sine of angle B, which is 38 degrees. And now I need to find side A and side C, so I'll just start with A. And put this over sine, and angle A we just found is 121. And so then to solve this, I would cross multiply and then divide, and I would get A equals 33.4. All right. And now I need to find side C. So I come over here, set up another proportion for law of sines. So I use what they gave me. So 24 over sine of 38 equals, and I'm looking for C, so this would be little c over sine of 21 degrees. And so now I'm going to cross multiply and divide, and this gives me C equals 14.0. So I found the two sides and the angle that was all missing. So law of sines is very easy. Basically, it's just using proportions. Okay. Now, we can also use the sine function to find the area of a triangle. All right, so we know the formula for the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So if I were using this formula for this problem, then I would do A equals 1/2, and then the base is 9, and then I've got to find h, the height, okay? And so if I drop this perpendicular down, that makes this triangle here a right triangle. And so if I want to find this side, then this would be the opposite side, and I'm given the hypotenuse. And so opposite of our hypotenuse is sine. So to find that height, I could say sine of 21 degrees equals opposite, which is h, over hypotenuse. And then I would multiply by 7, and that would give me h equals 7 times sine of 21 degrees. And I can punch that in and find the value. But to show you where they came up with these formulas, this, in this problem right here, 7, if I call this A, and let's see, if I can call this B and this C, then 7 is side C, and 9 is side B, and then this is side A over here, okay? And so 7 is the same thing as side C. And then I have sine 21 degrees is angle A, all right? And so this is 1/2 times side B times the height, which is C, times sine of A. And that is this formula here. And so this is the way mathematicians came up with this formula. And that way you don't have to just do it all at once without having to do 2 separate steps. First, you're just combining it all into one formula. But these are all the same formula, just depends on what information that you're given in the triangle. So don't think of this as that you have to do it 3 times. You use one of them based on the information you got. But look at every one of these. They all have 2 sides and an angle. And so the angle variable is different from the 2 side variables. And so basically each formula contains all 3 letters, A, B, and C. 2 of them will be lowercase for a side, and then you have a capital for the angle of the other letter, okay? So I come over here to do this problem then. I'm given angle C and side A and side B, so it's really ready to go. And so the formula has the 1/2 in it, just like the regular triangle formula. So in this case, I would have area equals, I'm going to write out area today. So area is 1/2. In this case, I'm going to use A times B times sine of C. Okay? And so now I would do 1/2 times 4 yards times 6 yards times sine of 82 degrees, 54 minutes. And you just type all that in your calculator. And you're going to get 11.9 square yards. So you have yards times yards. Okay, so it's a pretty simple formula to use. All right, here in this problem, I have 2 sides, but I need angle A. I've got angle B. So I need to use the area formula. I need angle A. But when I look at this, I realize I have 2 of the same letters. So I can set up a proportion using the law of sines and find the missing angle. All right, so I would have, well, I'm going to have to go through C first, so I can set this up. I would have 7.2 over sine of 42 degrees. And then the only other piece of information I have is C. So this is 3.4 over sine of angle C. So now I'm going to cross multiply and then divide. And so this is going to give me sine of C equals 0.3160. And so now to find angle C, you just do the inverse. And so you'll have sine inverse of 0.3160 equals, you put this in the calculator, you get 18.4 degrees. And this is the measure of angle C. Right. And so now we know angle B and angle C. We can find angle A. So we would do 180 minus 18.4 minus the 42. And this gives us 119.6 equals the measure of angle A. Okay. And so now we have A, and we can find the area of this triangle because we have side B, side C, and angle A. So then the area is 1/2. In this case, it's going to be B times C times A. And so we have 1/2 times B is 7.2 feet. C is 3.4 feet times sine of 119.6. And so you put all this in, and you get 10.6 square feet. So this is a multi-step problem, but we can still get to, it's very simple. It's just do a proportion, and then you do the subtraction problem to get the angle. And then you just set up the formula for the area. Okay? All right, now, there's a worksheet that's online that you're going to do. And so it's called, it's actually 16-8 worksheet. And so I just had done a couple of these in my notes to work. So this one, this is asking you to find the area. So you got A, B, and then angle C. So we would do area equals 1/2 times 9 times 11 times sine of 46 degrees. And so I'll put all this on the calculator. I need to see what mode I'm in. And I've got to move to degrees. And so I do 0.5 times 9 times 11 times sine of 46. And this gives me 35.6. And it didn't tell me the units, so I could put units squared. Okay. All right, and then we'll work one where you're actually solving the triangle. And so they've given us this one. I call this A, B, C. This is 50 degrees, 30 degrees, so not drawn to scale, obviously. And so this would be B, A, C, which is 9. And so if I want to solve this, then this would be angle side angle. But I know it's a lot of signs because I've got two angles. And so I can quickly find this missing angle here. And that would give me an angle and a side that have the same variable. So angle C is 180 minus 50 minus 30. So this is 100 degrees. And so now I set up my law of sines. So I have 9 over sine of C, which is 100 degrees, equals, and then I can find side A. This is over sine of 50. And so now I just cross multiply by, so I get the calculator. And so this is 9 times sine of 50 equals divided by sine of the 100 degrees. And that gives me 7, rounded to one decimal, so 7.0. And so this would be So side A is 7.0. Okay, so we have this angle A. We have side A, and now I'm going to find side B. So I'm going to have 9 over sine of 100 equals B over sine of 30. And so cross multiply by, and it's going to give you B equals, so put this in, and I would have 9 times sine of 30 equals divided by sine of 100. And so this is 4.6. And that's side B. So now you have done all the pieces. So law of sines is very easy.